Hello and welcome to Access Asia here on France 24. I'm Haxie Myers-Belkin. Coming up in the show, we meet the trolley boys of Manila, men risking their lives to ferry customers on makeshift platforms that co-opt the city's train tracks. The Great Wall of China is some 2,000 years old and it's showing. Authorities are determined to restore it to its former glory using traditional methods, but not everyone's convinced. And India goes mad for mangoes. The world's biggest producer of the fruit celebrates the latest mango season with festivals, eating competitions, and a lot of delicious cooking. Manila is one of the most densely populated cities in the world, and with public transport systems ill-equipped to cope, the daily commute can be a struggle. Eager to make some money, offering an alternative are the Philippines' so-called trolley boys, who push handmade platforms along the train tracks for paying customers. But the rails are still very much in use, and it's dangerous work.
It's a sight as surprising from the sky as it is from the tracks. Sometimes topped with a colourful parasol, these makeshift trolleys are made from pieces of reclaimed metal and powered by elbow grease. It's Manila's cheapest ride. Passengers pay the equivalent of 15 euro cents each way. But because a train can materialise at any moment, it's also the Filipino capital's most dangerous mode of transportation. The so-called trolley boys and their families live here, in shanty towns built on the very edge of the tracks. Among them is Nino, whose day begins at sunrise.
I was a young teen when I started. I used to guard parking lots, but I give up odd jobs like that to focus on the trolleys, because I earn more this way.
On a good day, Nino can ferry up to 100 passengers and earn around 15 euros. Thousands of Manila's 12 million residents use these trolleys as an alternative form of transport. During the rush hour, the city becomes an absolute nightmare. Between the traffic jams, busy underground, and overflowing buses, getting anywhere fast is all but impossible, with one exception.
We get to our destination much faster because there are no traffic jams.
It's easier this way. By road, we would have had to make a huge detour.
But boarding these trolleys means taking a serious gamble. The tracks are still in use, and every few minutes, trains come charging up the line. That's when speed is of the essence.
You really have to keep track of time to avoid a crash.
There are no official statistics, but accidents do happen, sometimes leaving people injured or even killed. A constant threat everyone is very aware of.
As a driver, it's my duty to protect my passengers. It's not just about the money. Their safety matters too.
The ultimate danger is when the trolleys reach a bridge. Once the crossing begins, there's no turning back.
Some would be afraid of jumping in the river. They're scared of heights, especially here because there's no railing. If it looks like a train might catch up with us, then the only option is to push harder.
Regional authorities have tried more than once to ban these trolleys, only to see them return in greater numbers. A dangerous situation that's unlikely to change until Manila is able to offer locals a more adequate and safe public transport service.
China is now neck and neck with Italy in the competition for the most UNESCO-recognised cultural and natural heritage sites, with both countries now boasting an impressive 55. China's most recent addition to the list, the 5,000-year-old ruins of the ancient city of Lianzhou, one of the earliest examples of Chinese civilization. Also freshly appointed a World Heritage Site, the world's largest mudflat system along the Chinese Yellow Sea coast. Now, perhaps the best-known historical site in China is in need of some serious TLC. Time, weather and sheer visitor numbers are taking their toll on the Great Wall of China, with parts of the structure quite simply crumbling away. Unlike previous restoration efforts, the latest round of repairs are being carried out using traditional methods. James Vecina takes a look.
It's an iconic landmark that reigns over China's mountains. But from new roads built through it, to stones taken to build houses, or even raves stopped by police, sections of the Great Wall are crumbling to pieces. Some are now in ruins, while others have completely disappeared. And it isn't only humans who are causing the damage, as nature slowly claims back its territory. Workers have begun restoration works, but authorities are clear they want to preserve the wall as it is.
We're using the original methods, the original technology, and the original materials in order to keep up this historical process and preserve the value of the ancient Great Wall. In this way, we won't distort the history of the wall and will pass on the original appearance of the wall to future generations.
Picking up fallen bricks, or replacing missing ones with exact replicas. Or with the help of mules to carry the mortar, it takes almost an hour to lay a single stone. Far more time-consuming than previous works, when a section of the wall was covered in cement, sparking a public outcry. But some are more skeptical about using such ancient techniques.
It's a good idea, but I personally think that it still looks tattered, even after being repaired. Especially the slopes. They'll fall apart within less than a year, due to all the people that walk on them.
Construction on the Great Wall of China began over 2,000 years ago. It was built to protect the Chinese Empire from invaders, and now attracts around 10 million visitors every year. The result of centuries of hard work that could still go on for many years before the wall is restored.
Mango mania has descended in India. The country is the world's largest producer of the fruit, but nothing beats domestic enthusiasm, as Claire Muffson now reports.
It's summer in India and mango is on the menu. Fans flock to hundreds of festivals dedicated to the sweet fruit. Here in Mumbai, it's served in all shapes and forms. Fresh, of course, but also cooked on fries, in dumplings, and even as a sauce drizzled over nachos. Here, mango goes with just about anything.
I actually wait for this mango season to come so that I can, relish this mango. So yeah, it's my favorite and everybody's favorite it is.
I love it. I'm a fan of mangoes. Probably if human body was like 80% water, I am like 40% mango, you can say. Yeah.
In 3, 2, 1.
The biggest fans face off at this unusual competition for who can eat the most mango in 1 minute.
Give me more!
The winner gobbled 7 in just 60 seconds. All across the country, it's the same story. With 22 million tons grown each year, India is the world's biggest mango producer. But only 1% is exported. Nearly all the fruit is consumed at home. With hundreds of varieties in different colors and sizes, there's a mango for everyone.
Here we must have 15 different kinds of mango: Dasheri, Langra, Alfonso, Chansa, Totapuri.
Mangoes are grown all over India. At this farm, the harvest started this morning. About 20 employees set out to gather the property's 3,000 mangoes. With long bamboo nets, they carefully catch the fruit.
We know from the color that they are ripe. This mango will take 20 days to ripen, and these will be ready in 2 days.
From harvest to market, the mangoes are treated gently. Packed with straw to protect from damage, they'll continue to ripen until they're delivered in perfect shape to consumers. A family of mango aficionados has run this farm for 50 years.
Every mango is different in different parts of the world, but somehow or the other, I feel Indian mangoes are the best mangoes. The land, the water, the climatic conditions, everything is suited for this because since centuries the mangoes have been growing here.
And the mangoes are everywhere, even in this fancy restaurant in New Delhi. These chefs, specialists in molecular gastronomy, took a creative approach.
What happens is the outer shell is formed and inside it's all liquidy. So even if I pop this out, it's gonna just run out like a real egg yolk.
With a shard of meringue, the illusion is complete, an homage to a culinary treasure.
So we have to make a beauty out of them because whoever comes to India, the first thing that comes to their mind is, mangoes. It's just the idea is to play with the customer's mind. But the person, whenever I bring it to the table, I just want to see the expression of that customer because he thinks that I'm serving them a raw egg.
Mango season lasts from March to July, the 5 hottest months, a period when the entire subcontinent will eat vast quantities of what they call the king of fruit.
It might not seem like an obvious pop culture icon, but a new museum in Japan dedicated entirely to poo suggests otherwise. Cartoon turds are already a common feature of children's textbooks and cartoons in the country, and now visitors to the Unko Museum can marvel at everything from ceiling-high poo sculptures to turd-topped cupcakes. They're even invited to sit on colourful toilets before collecting a souvenir poo from inside the toilet bowl. Well, on that rather scatological note, we come to the end of the programme. Thank you very much for joining us. Do stay tuned here on France 24.